Welcome back to Season 11 of the A Game. I'm Austin Lopp, and if you're looking for the best way to find all things Appalachian State sports, you have come to the right place. We have a great show for you today. I'll update you on how our men's and women's basketball teams are doing as they work towards the postseason, and an Appalachian State student-athlete achievement that you won't want to miss. Marnie Bonn has a new Mountaineer Spotlight this week with Pre Stanley, and Shyheim Stafford hits the town to talk with you guys on App State Sports. We've got a packed half hour, so let's get right into it, right here on the A Game. Appalachian State men's basketball took on Arkansas State in Jonesboro last Thursday and secured the season sweep over the Red Wolves for just the second time since joining the Sun Belt. A game-high 26 points from Justin Forrest gave the Mountaineers the boost they needed to put Arkansas State away. Hunter Seacat also became the 7th Mountaineer to record a double-double this season. The Mountaineers finished the game with 13 assists and 24 made field goals to secure the 71-64 victory. The men's basketball team then ended their 3-game road stretch at Little Rock Saturday afternoon. Despite setting a single-game program record, shooting 72.8% from the field, the Mountaineers were still unable to overcome the league-leading Trojans as they scored 93 points. Justin Forrest was the leading scorer for Appalachian State with 23 points and was just one of 4 Mountaineers to score double digits. O'Shawn Williams went a perfect 7 for 7 from the field for 18 points, and Isaac Johnson added a near double-double with 17 points and 9 assists. The Mountaineers' impressive offense was not enough to combat the scoring power of Little Rock and played from behind for most of the game, with the final score being 93-86 in favor of the Trojans. The men's basketball team sits at 6th place in the Sun Belt with a 12-11 record and looks to get back on track with a pair of home games this week. The Mountaineers take on UT Arlington on Thursday and then Texas State on Saturday at the Holmes Convocation Center. During the game on Saturday, February 8th, the Appalachian State football team will receive recognition for their record-setting championship season. Coming up after the break, Mountaineer Spotlight host Marnie Bonn sits down with Pre Stanley to discuss all things hoops. Stay tuned.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
Hello. Welcome to Mountaineer Spotlight. Tonight we're here with Ashley. How was practice tonight?
It was pretty good. Just getting ready to play UT Arlington. We played them in the past, but we're definitely looking for a win this time around.
Yes, hopefully. That was a great practice. I saw you guys worked really well together as a team. What do you guys do off the court to kind of build that bond?
We go out to eat a lot, or we'll just stay inside and play. Have game nights and stuff like that. But no, we're a pretty hyper group, I would say, but we all get along, so it's always a good time when we do hang out. So
I know just recently, this past Saturday, you guys beat Georgia Southern for the Play for K. How was that whole weekend?
It was good. It was definitely a lot of growth moments, especially Georgia Southern. We were down by 10. In the past, when we were down by as simple as 10, we would let down, but this time around, we actually came back. And we ended up winning the game, so there was definitely a lot of growth moments there and maturity from the team.
How has your head coach, Angel, helped you grow on and off the court?
She's definitely helped me a lot. She's probably the best coach I've had ever since I started playing basketball. She's really shown what it is to be a family. She accepts us for who we are. She's always there for us. Her door is always open. So just her vulnerability and compassion she shows us day in and day out, regardless of a bad game or bad practice, that goes a long way for us.
I know you're a senior. How does it feel, or what does it mean to you to be a senior leader on the team?
It feels good. I know I'm on the right path. Surrounded by great teammates, great coaches. Definitely making this a good season for me, a good last season. So definitely trying to take this all in as it's my last. So
Yeah. So you transferred here from Ottawa, Canada. Yeah. How do you like Boone so far? Is it different at all?
it's definitely different. I'm used to the city. I'm a city girl, so being up in the mountains is definitely a different type of environment. But it has its pros too. I mean, away from distractions, and just being able to focus on school, basketball. I mean, that's what really we're here for at the end of the day. So, no, I love Boone. So.
Well, awesome. Thank you for taking the time to speak to us tonight. Good luck in your next game.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marnie. Great work as usual. We also have a few other A-Game correspondents out on the town asking students how they feel about all things App State sports. This week, we had a new coaching hire for the football team that has Boone rumbling. Shyheim Stafford has more in this week's Q&A game.
Welcome to the Q&A. I am your host, Shyheim Stafford. My first question to you is, can you name the new App State recruiter's name? Can you pronounce that?
Steven Passagiata.
That's good. That's really good.
No, I can't. Wow, Steven Passagiata?
Steven Passagiata. Yeah?
Steven Passagiata?
Steven Pasagita? Pasagita? I don't even know. No,
You can-
Stefan Pasagurita. Was that really bad?
What was that last part?
Jatia? Steven Passagiata.
The look on your face says it all.
Steven Passagiata?
Steven Pasagita?
You're close. One more shot.
Yeah, Passagiata.
Steven Pasagaya? Probably not.
Steven Passagiata, I believe.
Steven Passagiata?
Steven Passagiata.
There you go.
Steven, oh my God. Steven Passagiata?
Stefan Passagita?
Steven Passagiata.
Second question is, can you name the former App State football player that played for the 49ers?
No, I can't. No. No.
All right.
No, I cannot. I'm not the most sports-oriented person.
No.
Not even close.
No.
No clue.
Not even close.
No, Tom Brady. I cannot.
Not even close.
My family's Chiefs fans, so I didn't pay attention to any of that. Sorry.
No.
I cannot at this time.
No.
Can't say I
No, you can't.
can't do that one. Nope. Can't.
No.
I don't ring no bells.
I cannot, no.
Not even close.
No.
All right, man. Appreciate it, man. That's it, guys. Back to you guys in the studio.
Appalachian State has a great history of academic excellence. We all know this within their student-athlete body, achieving 15 straight semesters with a collective 3.0 grade point average among athletes. Fall 2019 semester was no different, with more than half of all Mountaineer student-athletes making the academic honor roll last semester. To achieve academic honor roll status, these students have to earn a 3.25 or higher GPA for the semester and be enrolled in at least 12 credit hours. Of the 245 student athletes to achieve this, 8 were graduate students and 33 achieved a perfect 4.0 semester for the GPA. These honorees will be recognized at the women's basketball game on February 27th against Louisiana at 6:30. Congratulations, guys. Appalachian State women's basketball came away with two incredibly impressive wins in the last week to try and find a spark of a hope in what has been a disappointing season so far. The Mountaineers took on Georgia State last Thursday in the Holmes Convocation Center, and through excellent play from beginning to end, were able to post their largest victory since the 36-point win over Coastal Carolina in the first round of the Sun Belt Tournament last year. The Mountaineers began the game with a 9-0 run in the first 5 minutes of the contest and never looked back, with 10 of the 11 Mountaineers putting points on the board and Pre-Stanley posting a game-high 15 points, along with 3 assists and 2 steals. Appalachian rolled to a 65-37 victory over the Panthers. The women's basketball team then set their sights on a Saturday afternoon showdown with bitter rival Georgia Southern at the Holmes Convocation Center. Appalachian scored a season-high 83 points and shot a season-best 47.3% from the field. They set season best from behind the arc as well, nailing 12 three-pointers and shooting 54.5%. 5 players reached double figures in the contest, with Pre-Stanley and Ashley Polacek both scoring a game-high 18 points. Stanley produced one of her best all-around performances on Saturday, also adding 7 assists and 5 boards. Georgia Southern went into the locker room at halftime with a 48-42 advantage, but when the final buzzer rang, it was the Mountaineers who emerged victorious with a score of 83-75. The Mountaineers sit in 8th place in the conference with a 6-14 record, and now shift their focus towards the road as they travel to take on UT Arlington this Thursday. Coming up after the break, we crown this week's Player of the Week and we wrap things up. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the A Game.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
And now, before we wrap up the show, it's time for our Player of the Week. Our first Player of the Week of the semester needs no introduction. He is the new face of Appalachian State men's basketball. He is junior guard Justin Forrest. Justin was named Co-Sunbelt Player of the Week after averaging 24.5 points over the weekend. Forrest has scored in double figures in 16 consecutive contests, including 20 or more points in 10 games during that span. He currently leads the team and sits in 2nd in the Sun Belt in scoring, averaging 19.1 points per game. Forrest is definitely a bright star here in Boone for a team that is really searching for its identity in this new era of Appalachian State basketball that we're all so excited for. But unfortunately, that's all the time we have today. Thanks for tuning in this week, guys. I'm Austin Lopp, and that is the A Game, folks.